Yes, welcome, good evening. Today we are at Birmingham and we are flying an Easyjet route to Edinburgh. We are in the Airbus A320, registration code GEJCD, and the flight we're doing today is EZ2336. Our departure time is 2100 hours. The flight time today should take about an hour and 10 minutes, and we should be able to be arriving at Edinburgh about 22:10. Okay then, so let's get on board the aircraft and get it set up for flight. Okay, so this is carrying on from my last video, which I did with my FOV testing and stuff. I've kept it all the same. Nothing's changed there. I'll just show you that FOV 80. There you go. Okay, and so the first thing we're going to do again, we're going to put the batteries on the overhead. I should have actually come to this and gotten to ground services. The GPU is fully connected. That is okay. So the batteries are on. Exterior power available. I'm going to put the navigation lights on down here, and the wing lights can go on. Cruise supply can go on as well. The no smoking signs can go on. Emergency exit signs can go on, and I'm going to put the Add-Ons to navigation. The fuel pumps don't go on yet because we haven't refueled. They don't go on while we're refueling, so we'll do that a little later. Okay, on the flight directors, the empty flight directors are both on. We're going to press the FMG down here. GP primary signal lost. We'll clear that out. And we're going to press init down here as well, and we're going to do our flight plan request. So to do that, we're going to go to my flights, and we're going to import that from Simbrief, just like that. Then we can press an init request down here, and we're going to wait for the there we go, active flight plan now in. And today we are, flight number today is EZ2336, so we're going to just put in 2336. Our cost index today is going to be 33, and our cruise altitude is 28,000 feet. And we're going to do the wind requests over here. There we go. Press return, and we're going to press the right arrow for the next page, which comes to the zero fuel weight. We've not got those yet. We will do those later. And we're going to put the door switches lights on down here, which is already on. Now we can start the APU now if you wanted. Unless it's really hot or cold, you would normally have the APU off and run off the GPU. The APU burns 2 kilos per minute, so the airlines like for you to not use it too much because it saves a little bit of fuel. Airlines are quite keen on you saving as much fuel as possible, but for today, we will put the APU on because we're gonna before we do that, we're actually just gonna set up this obviously with GSX and stuff, so we're gonna get GSX up and running, and hopefully the Simbrief flight plan will load into that. There we go, so we can get that up and running. Simbrief dispatch. We can view our current flight, which is what we're doing right now, and we can import that so we can send it to the Microsoft Flight Planner. Just like that, and in the Microsoft Flight Planner, the flight is obviously now loaded, and we'll come back to that shortly. And over on the EFB here, we're going to go to Mass and Balance, and we're going to load aircraft, and we're going to use GSX boarding and fuel. So GSX now will now do its thing.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Okay, over on the flight plan, we can click on flight plan here. We've got a flight plan discontinuity, which is because we haven't got our clearance yet. So we're going to get our clearance from Birmingham ground.
Birmingham delivery, Easyjet A320, Airbus A320, gate for 2 Charlie, request IFR clearance to Edinburgh Airport, information Quebec.
Easyjet A320, Birmingham delivery, cleared to Edinburgh Airport via Luton 1 Mike departure, runway 33, climb via SID to 6,000 feet, squawk 4714.
Cleared to Edinburgh Airport via Luton 1 Mike departure, runway 33, climb via SID to 6,000 feet, squawk for 714, Easyjet A320.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Easyjet A320, read back correct. Contact ground 121.805 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.805 when ready for pushback or engine start, Easyjet A320.
Okay, so we've got our departure, so we're going to go click on Birmingham there, click on departure. We are departing from runway 33 today, and our departure is Luton 1M, which is this one here, and we can insert that into the view, and then we can just make sure there's no flight plan this goes in there. There's one
airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
There's one there because that's for our arrival.
KLM 36 Delta, ramp 41 left, request push
Our squat code today is going to be 4
KLM 36 Delta, Birmingham ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
4714.
KLM 36 Delta.
And I'm going to click on all this because I will forget later, even though you don't do it now. I will literally forget later on, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to set the lights. I set the lights up, and I'm going to arm the spoilers now as well. Just checking on the let's just check on the fuel. And we can just find where I was on my checklist here.
KLM 36 Delta, request taxi.
KLM 36 Delta, taxi to holding point Sierra, runway 33, via Whiskey, Delta, Echo, Sierra.
Okay, so now we can do the aircraft acceptance check. So go to the EPIS panel, and we're going to press an old recall for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And it should come up with normal, but that didn't work. There it is there, so you press it for 3 seconds and status comes up, and it all comes up normal. So we press the door page, check the oxygen, 1800 psi. Now we can press the hydraulic page, and we're going to check the hydraulics are sufficient for the flight. And we can press the engine page, and we can check the oil quantity are sufficient for the flight as well. And that's the aircraft acceptance check completed, and we can go back to the door page. Okay, so we've done the departure, so we don't need to do that now. I'm not going to set up a secondary flight plan, but in the real world you'll now set up a secondary flight plan by using this button here. And
Contact Birmingham Tower
obviously
118
the secondary flight plan is used for emergencies and failures, for example an engine and hydraulic failure. Most airlines in the secondary will have a pre-programmed engine out procedure. So if you lose an engine at the wrong or right time point, it will have a procedure for you to fly. These are calculated and they're airline specific. We can use the secondary to our advantage should we need an urgent return to our departure airport. So you'd normally do it by pressing secondary flight plan, and you would copy the active, so the active copies into the secondary flight plan, and then you'll press on departure like that, and you would normally have a departure for the engine out 1. We have not got that, so what you would do is a lateral revision at the first waypoint, which is here under the departure gear. You press the first waypoint like so, and you'll put the returning airport into there, the new where it says new destination. So you'll put obviously EGBB in there if we were to returning back to Birmingham. You then press arrival, and you'll enter the new arrival for the active runway and press enter. What I can also going to do is I'm going to put in somewhere sensible to go and hold as well. So you want to go and hold should you have a problem. You want to hold somewhere that is away from the airport and obviously safe. You don't want to be doing this when you've got an emergency, so you want to do it now, so if anything happens you haven't got to worry about it. And so you really want to be doing that basically, in case you've lost an engine or you've lost some hydraulics. You don't want to worry about that. You want that done. You want that secondary flight plan done before you get anywhere near the sky. But I'm not going to do it today. But you obviously would put EGBB into there like that. But yeah, I'm not going to do it today because we're not going to have any issues whatsoever. So the transponder is done, lighting's done. Let's just look up on here. We're going to put the constraints on. I'm going to bring that down to 10. I'm going to put that to plan. I'm going to set my altitude up to 28,000 feet. And I'm going to start the APU because the fuel is actually finished. And while I've started the APU, I'm going to set the stopwatch. There, because you actually need 3 minutes from when you start the APU before putting the APU bleed on. It's an Airbus requirement. And I'm just going to go through the plan quickly. So we've got it in plan mode, and we're going to press down on the arrow keys. I'm just going to go through the plan there, which is all good. Okay, so the MCD control panel is done, the MCP control panel is done. We've done the FS control panel. Not quite sure what's going on with GSX. Is it okay? Is GSX still boarding? Let's just get rid of this dev mode up here. Okay, over on here again, we're gonna all the weight's done. Is GSX not boarding the aircraft?
The boarding requested.
That's going to slow me down. And so we'll worry about the weights in a bit. I'm just going to put on down here. I'm going to put on the wind shear down here as well. And I'm going to put on the weather radar. Obviously, you wouldn't do this.
Passengers, the boarding started.
You wouldn't do that currently, but I'm going to do that now. Put that to nav and nav 160, and you can put airports on, and that gives you all the airports in your vicinity, which is good if you have got an emergency and you need to pick an airport. Or you want to choose a couple of alternate airports in case you have to be diverted. So that's a good thing to do. So I'm going to put the PA system on as well down here. Okay, so the 3 minutes should be up on the APU. Yeah, we've just gone over 3 minutes, 3 minutes 15, so we can get rid of that. And we can put the APU bleed on up there. And we can switch on the fuel pumps now as well. Obviously, another useful tip is a phrase that used to be known as want. Now, want isn't used anymore, but want is a good thing, a good habit to get into, because you don't want to be behind the aircraft playing catch up. So let's have a think about it. So want, the letters, they all stand for something, and W stands for the weather. Check what it's doing out the window. Is it raining? Is it sunny? Is it rainy on and off? You can check the weather sails ahead of you in flight, so weather radar would be on. So that's what the W means. The A means the aircraft. Is the aircraft ready fit to fly? Yes, it's perfect. It's a perfectly serviceable aircraft. The NOTAMs, you can get the NOTAMs from any weather app for your current airport. So we're currently at Birmingham, EGBB, so you can get the NOTAMs for Birmingham if you require. And the threats, so what are the threats to get to that Birmingham? Well, the threats would normally be something like, what are the big threats and how are you going to deal with them? Are you going to be crossing a runway during taxi? So you want to check your holding points, and you want to be looking around, especially on final, and get the strobe light on so you can make yourself more visible. There shouldn't be any threats here to that Birmingham. The weather's okay, and the airport is we're not going to be crossing any runways today, so there's no threats at all today. Okay, so we're just waiting for the passengers to load so we can get the load sheet over to the MCDU, and then we can get the seatbelt signs on, and then we'll get the beacon on, and we'll push back. Let's just go into init so we can get those weights that we're going to need at some point. Let's just set the APU. The APU is up and running, that's fine. I mean, go back to the door there. Yeah, so we're just waiting for GSX. It didn't quite start the boarding process, which is a bit strange. Obviously we need to do all this once we've got the load sheet from there, and we'll do that once it's once we're boarded. Okay, just a quick reminder, we are going to be taxiing on the 2 engines today. A lot of airlines like to single engine taxi. Single engine taxi departure can save up to 18 kilos. Obviously, if you're on a large airfield, something like Amsterdam, single engine taxi is would be worth it. Where at Birmingham, we don't need to do it because it's the shortest airfield, so we're going to go with a normal engine startup today. The passengers are now on. It's still saying 0 on there, so something's going wrong with the EFB today. I don't know what. We're going to sync that, we're going to do that, we're going to calculate that, and we're going to send those off to the MACD, and we'll have all the weights all in there as well. I'm just going to run through this and just double check everything. Go into perf, so we've got our fee speeds. Transfer altitude is in there as well. So there's your engine out there as well. We're not going to worry about that today though, we don't have random failures on. There's the climb of 33. A lot of airlines like to use 0 on the climb because it saves fuel. We can do that in the sim, but we're going to keep it on 33 because it is actually only a sim. Okay, we're not going to worry about the approach phase. We just need to get rid of the company messages now as well, because we've got something tagging us there. We've got company messages, so we're going to get those accepted and return. I don't know, for some reason GSX doesn't seem to be working very well with this evening. Don't know why. Okay, so we are now going to put the seatbelt signs on down there. And yeah, the speeds are all in. So I think we are already to go. We've got 3 minutes before we depart, so we're just gonna. The APU's already started, but I did explain you wait 3 minutes before putting the APU bleed on. So you'll start the APU, you'll wait 3 minutes. You'll obviously set the stopwatch, and then you'll wait 3 minutes. When it reaches 3 minutes, you'll put the APU bleed on. It is an Airbus require you to wait 3 minutes, and it basically stops fumes getting ingested into the air conditioning system and causing fume events into the flight deck and cabin, which will account for a lot of diversions. So that just resolves that. Okay, we've done the aircraft acceptance checklist. In FIAF aircraft, the checklists are read and do, but in the real world operations, these are normally challenge and response, and they cover things you must have done. So the things you've already done. So these are things we have already done, and we're checking we have done them. So the pilot monitoring will read, pilot flying will answer. So it would be challenge and response. So cockpit preparations, aircraft acceptance, which is done the cockpit preparation. The fuel quantity, we check the fuel and it's balanced. Seat belts, we check they're on, and they're on the middle screen. There we go. And anything on the over panel, any button, any switch, any lever, anywhere in the aircraft is a rumor. Anything you see on here, like for example, you got the seat belts, so that'd be a rumor. On the screen, they're fact. So anything on the screen is a fact. Anything around the cockpit, that's a lever, a button, switch, or button, or anything like that, is called a rumor. Okay, so we're checking windows are both closed. Yes, they are. Check doors are closed. Yes, they are. And the EFB is stowed and secure. Yes, it is. We don't want to come off this, so we're going to come onto our departure page right there. So we're going to get our pushback clearance off beyond ATC, and down on this page as well. We're just going to double check on the fuel to make sure it's all balanced across. We have used a little bit more in the left engine because we've got the APU running, because the APU uses fuel from the left engine, but it's looking good.
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
And we're going to put the beacon on, because that means we are now ready to push.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So we're pushing on time. It'd be interesting if we've got the flight time right for our arrival, because we are going block to block. Another interesting point I want to make out is, as soon as we release the brakes and push the aircraft starts pushing back, we set the chrono. We always set the chrono from brake to brake, so it's basically from gate to gate, and that'll be your block time then. So we do that now once we release the brakes here. So I'm just going to put the volume back up on beyond ATC. Just going to have another quick look at the over panel. There we go. So I'm just waiting for the GSX, and we are going from runway 33, so we do want the tower to go to the right. So we're going to do a standard pushback. Hopefully it
Release parking brakes, please.
it sends us the right way. And now we can, because we're going to release the parking brakes, the brakes are off, and we're going to set the chrono.
All engines clear.
That's your block time. Okay,
Cabin crew, doors to automatic and cross check.
so we're just going to wait to come away from the gate a little bit before we start the engine. Especially if you're doing a single engine taxi, you'll wait a little bit before you come. You'll wait a little bit before you start the engines to save a little bit more fuel. But we're now going to start the left engine. And gonna add some fuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, very good evening and welcome to your Easyjet flight today. A special welcome to our Easyjet Plus card holders. If you would like to know
We're using flaps 1 today as well.
to ask any of your crew throughout the flight. My name is Norman. It's my pleasure to introduce the rest of the crew today. Working me at the front, we have Tim, center, we have Carl, and working very hard round the back today, we have John. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for your comfort, but primarily for your safety. With that in mind, we do ask, indeed we require, the 2 minutes of your time, but most importantly your attention, whilst we take you through the safety procedures.
Please set parking brakes.
Gonna start engine number 2, parking brake, and
Waiting
go
your
on.
confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit
Please
to
pay
ground.
attention to
We have a good
illuminated
engine start.
signs and
You
crew
can disconnect.
instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information
And,
exit routes,
On the
oxygen
X
masks,
panel, we want to go
life
on to
jacket,
status.
and the brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace.
As well.
There are 8
Should be normal.
emergency exits on
We've got
this
single
aircraft.
engine doing at the
Cabin
minute.
crew are now pointing out the
We're
exits
just still
nearest
starting up engine.
the way
No,
that your
this is the right
nearest
engine.
usable exit
Set the flaps
may
to
be behind you.
7. We're just waiting for the wave.
Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown.
So we'll get the
It
wave
must
and then
be
we can
fastened when the
get our
seatbelt
taxi
signs
clearance.
are on. We recommend
Tow
that
truck
you keep it
disconnected.
fastened
Bypass
at
bin
all
removed.
times. If the air supply fails,
Left is
masks
clear.
will drop
Right
from
is clear.
above. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap.
She's going to wave to us in a bit.
side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your
There we go.
remove from the pouch and put it
And
over your head.
we can now press the status
Fasten
button.
tapes around your
And
waist.
it's normal because we've got 2 engines running. It comes up normal. If you've got 1 engine running, it will say
Do
single
not
engine.
inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside,
Okay, we're going to
inflate it
get
by pulling
the taxi clearance.
Easy 2336, ready to taxi to the active.
There is a light and whistle for attracting.
And we're going to put the
The counter-
one-way turn-off lights on.
Life jackets
Runway
secured.
33.
And taxi light can go
Tray table
on
must now be stowed,
as well.
armrests down,
Taxi to holding
window
point
blinds
Sierra,
open,
runway
and
33
seatbelt
via
fastened.
Whiskey.
But
Delta,
the overhead lights.
Echo,
Further
Sierra,
information
Easy
regarding your safety on
2336.
board can be found in the in-flight magazine.
Okay, so we've got our taxi. We're going to taxi to holding point S, runway 33 via W, via Wilco, Delta Echo Sierra.
Easy 909, ramp 56 left. Request pushback and engine start.
We're going to release the parking brake and it should move
Easy
under its
909, Birmingham ground. Pushback approved.
own
Face
power.
northwest.
If we don't, we're going to have to just give it a little bit of
Face northwest.
a little bit of power.
909.
put that back to arc as well. There you go.
Easy 69 for Quebec, ramp 57 right, request pushback and engine start.
It's a good idea as well to visual where you go into,
Hold position for company traffic.
look at the numbers
Call you back.
on the ground.
Hold position for traffic. Easy 69 for Quebec.
I can put the turbo eye tracker on, so we can have a look around while we're taxiing. Just be aware of what's around you as well.
Easy 909. Request taxi to the active. Easy 909. Taxi to holding point Sierra. Runway 33 via Victor. Tango. Uniform. Echo. Sierra. Taxi to holding point Sierra. Runway 33 via Victor. Tango. Uniform. Echo.
Okay.
Sierra. Easy 909.
We can now do a brake test, so we're just going to tap the brakes
Easy 69
slightly.
Birmingham ground. Push
There
back.
we go.
Engine start approved.
Brakes
Face
are
northeast.
working.
Pushback and engine start approved.
Okay.
Face northeast. Easy 69 for Quebec.
You'd normally do a flight control check as well, so you've got your flight stick, so it's left and right, neutral. There we go. Obviously I'm not going to do rudder, I can do rudder, but you'd normally come to a stop and do rudder because it's quite you don't want to be doing rudder tests while you're taxiing. Okay, and what we're going to do today, and this is good practice as well, we're going to do a rolling takeoff. Now you can't always do a rolling takeoff. Sometimes you've got to line up with the runway and come to a stop. But it's a good idea to try and do a rolling takeoff if possible, because it keeps the airflow into the engines and reduces the likelihood of a surge or a stall. So when we get our taxi clearance, I'm going to put the strobes on, I'm going to put the landing lights on, and
Cabin crew, seats for
we want to do
69 for Quebec. Ready to taxi to the active.
we want to get do a rolling takeoff.
69 for Quebec. Taxi to
I'm also
holding
going to point
Sierra.
out quickly as well while
Runway
we're
33
taxiing
via
along
Victor,
here,
Delta. Echo. Sierra.
is that
Taxi to holding point Sierra. Runway 33 via Victor. Delta. Echo. Sierra. Easy 69 for Quebec.
we're also going to we don't need to keep the igniters on for the engine. Now you need to think about whether you want to keep these on for the takeoff. If it's raining, if you've got a lot of standing water, on the ground, it's a good idea to keep the igniters on. Let me just negotiate this turn. So it's a good idea to keep the igniters on if you've got heavy rain, standing water, or you've got a turbulent forecast on takeoff, because it helps protect the engine in the bad conditions. So if it's raining, or you got standing water, or it's windy, turbulence, you want to keep the igniters on. Today it's perfectly fine. Weather today, there's no rain, there's no standing water, there's no turbulence to worry about, so I can actually turn the igniters off. I don't need them on today.
Easy 2336. Contact Birmingham Tower 118.
Obviously you should have checked, I should have checked as well if I had the flaps
Contact Tower 11
concurred with the
305,
MCDU
36.
and the display, and then also check the lever. You can basically call this a config 1 situation, so make sure the flaps concur from the screen with the MCDU, and you can also check the physical lever as well. Should have done that earlier, but I didn't. Okay.
Easy 909, tower, number 2 for departure. Roger, number 2, Easy 909.
Let's request our departure.
Easy 2336, ready for departure, runway 33.
But I want to do that rolling start, so I'm going to put the
number 1 for departure. Hold short of runway
oh, we
33.
can't. There we can.
Hold short of runway 33,
There we
easy
go.
2336.
Just try to jump ahead of myself then. Obviously we've got
69 for Quebec, ready
we've
for
got
departure,
our
runway 33.
Easy 69 for
hold
Quebec,
short.
tower, number 3 for departure.
We must have an aircraft
Affirm.
on approach.
Number 3, Easy 69 for Quebec.
We've got a few aircraft behind us. There's a quick look outside. Yeah, Easyjet there. Easyjet there. Just want to point out as well, my desktop audio is on 0.0 decibels and the headset is on 0.0 decibels, so hopefully the sound is coming across all
Easy
okay.
2336, Birmingham Tower, wind 320 degrees, 11 knots, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 33, cleared for takeoff,
Okay.
easy 2336.
So there was obviously no aircraft coming into land, unless I've just missed it, I don't know. And the strobes can go on, the landing lights are all on. So let's get going.
Birmingham Tower, KLM49 Whiskey, ALS approach runway 33.
Can actually turn off the APU.
KLM49
Should have done that.
Whiskey, Birmingham Tower, continue.
So we're going for a rolling start.
Wilco, KLM49 Whiskey. Easy 909, holding short, runway 33.
So we're going to line up and
Easy 909, number 2 for departure. Hold short of runway
you
33.
get going. Just going to
Hold
set my
short of
view
runway
up. There we go.
33, Easy 909.
Yeah, my rudder's a bit. I think I got a dead turn on my rudder, which why it's difficult to straighten up. I'll have to try and correct that. Okay, so we're going to go for a rolling start. Going to get about 50%. Get the engines settled down. There you go. Once you're settled down, we're going to go up to climb. So in first climb. Going to try and keep it centre as much as I can. For that V1. A point of no return. Get the gear up. Got a warning about some landing gear. Don't know what's going on there.
KLM49 Whiskey.
We've passed the S, so the flaps can come up because we've passed the S, and I'm going to put the autopilot on.
Runway 33 clear to land. KLM49 Whiskey.
Okay.
Easy 2336. Contact Birmingham radar
There.
123.908.
We should now follow the constraints
Contact Birmingham radar
on the
123.908, easy 2336.
FMC.
Birmingham radar, easy 2336.
I'll put that to flight control.
300 feet climbing to 6,000 feet.
Better put the lever into climb.
Easy 2336. Birmingham radar.
You can hear the notch, you hear the sound it makes.
Climb flight level 140.
Climb flight level 140, easy 2336.
So I'm just looking at this. Okay. And we can actually turn off the runway turn off lights, and
Ladies
the
and gentlemen,
takeoff
please keep
light
your
can
seatbelt
come off
fastened
now.
while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages.
So we should reach our top ascent by 2040.
We accept payments in pounds.
I'm probably going to start my descent somewhere around here, 2033.
The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you.
Okay then. So let's just put that back up there. Obviously at this point you can obviously go through some of these as well. You can check I think the engine, make sure electronics, make sure the hydraulics are doing what you want them to do. Still checking the fuel. Obviously the APU is off. And you can just cycle through these. You can basically you can monitor them. You can press all to cycle through all of them as well, but yeah, you can just monitor those displays. So we want to go to standard, and we want to get the landing lights off. We're passing 10,000 feet. Well, we will be soon. There's no turbulence, there's no rain, there's no cells. Everything's looking smooth. So I'm going to release the cabin crew, and to do that you turn the seatbelt signs off. And I think our departure into Birmingham into Edinburgh today is going to be runway 24. So I'm just going to get that already. The information and the ILS frequencies are there, but it will tune automatically, so we haven't got to worry about putting the ILS frequencies in, but we can look at the approach charts as well. The runway 24, which will be this one.
Contact London Control
Obviously,
118.7
while we're climbing out here, so we want to be at 3,000 feet before we get to the ILS. We don't want to be above 3,000 feet. We want to be at 3,000 feet or below to pick up the feather, the ILS feather. And we'll have a look at this when we get our arrival.
Flight level 280, easy 2336.
Okay, so we're going to go into an open climb. Because we've been given 28,000 feet, so we can go into an open climb by doing this. And see, you get the beeping. So if I go back into a managed climb, you get the beeping. The beeping actually means you're downgrading. So when you go into an open climb, you're going to be you're downgrading basically. So it just tells you that you've downgraded. But it won't go back into managed climb at the minute, so we'll just leave it as it is. And I'll put this onto 40. When I said earlier, nav 160 brings up all your airports now. And if you go back to normal mode, at this point you don't need the constraints on. You only need the constraint time. You can have them on if you really need them on, but at this point you'll normally go to airport mode. And also the secondary flight plan, because we're past 10,000 feet and we're at 13,000 feet, I can go into my secondary flight plan. I can copy the active again, because now we're away from Birmingham Airport. We're going to be heading sort of, you know, let's have a look at this. So we've got Manchester Airport there. We've got Leeds here. We've got East Midlands Airport there. So if anything was to happen there, we would obviously go into the secondary flight plan. You'd copy the active. You'll have your new destination and you'll put in the arrival. So we probably wouldn't return back to Birmingham at this point because we are at 14,000 feet and we've got plenty of options available to us. But we're not going to do that. But you can do that if you've got random failures on. And also the climb index, cruising, the cost index is 33. We can change that to Seaver by doing that. A lot of airlines encourage you to do that, so it saves fuel. So it's a good idea to do that as well.
Ready for descent. Easy 865. Descent to flight level 260.
Obviously activate the approach phase. We're not going to do that just yet. So what time is it? 2024. So we've got a little bit of time yet. We should have reached our climb actually, 2025. So we are quite behind our profile here. We're 16,600. We should have been at 28,000 feet. So I think we're going to struggle to get up to 28,000 feet today. Going to refresh the meter for Edinburgh. QNH will be 1023. You make sure you get that in, but if you put the run QNH in, you could be too high or too low, and you don't want to be too low. Even though your altitude might be looking correct, if you got the run QNH in, you will be too low for the runway. And yeah, you don't want to be doing that. So you got to make sure you put the right QNH in. ATC would give us one. It's also going to be on the Attis, but it's also on the Metar as well. So we just press apply for now. We'll look at that later. We're going to be using medium brake today, and we're going to be using. Well, we're not going to be using any reverse today. We've got an auto land for now, and we've got a full flaps, auto throttle will be on, and landing weight, well, we've not got that yet. Also, I want to point out as well, if we did need to return at any point with the secondary flight plan, because we have any issues, you'd normally have put the auto brake onto max. So it's done, it's ready, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be worrying about that when you're trying to land the aircraft. So you'd do it, we should have done it earlier, but you do that, so it's all ready. We ain't got to worry about that now because we're not going to have any issues. But that is what you actually would have done. Okay, so we're just going to carry on climbing here. mean, our FES is a little slow. We should have been in managed mode. Yeah, our FES was a little bit slow. So we're just gonna increase that a little bit, but I don't think we're gonna get 28,000 feet now. We're gonna be hitting out this top of descent soon. We're looking for Ribble, which is there, and then we're going to start our descent. Which won't be as much as what we need because we're not going to hit 28,000 feet. I don't think we're going to get there. It's a little bit slow on the climb. I think we're going to be, I'm going to sort of level it off at 23,000 feet. We're not going to reach 28,000 feet today, unfortunately. So we get a little bit of cruising. We will start this. The ATC will give us our arrival, and they'll also give us altitude as well on the way down. But we know we want to be at 3,000 feet get to the ILS, so I'm probably going to be expecting where are we? It's 27. I'm going to pencil in 15,000 feet into the altitude. ATC might give us something like that. We shall see. Also, we can use the altitude times 3 the distance, which would be 60, 63, 69. And you can use the ground speed times 5 for your rate of descent, which is somewhere about 2,000 feet per minute. And when you start your descent, you obviously want your TCAS on below. It's the same when you've got an emergency procedure and you need to lose your altitude really quickly. You don't want to worry about what's above you. You just want to know what's below you. So obviously in that situation, you'd put your TCAS on low as well. Just a little tip. Just checking the PLAT down here, and if we're going in no clouds, so we don't need the icing, don't need any icing on today. But if you did put icing on for any reason, engine ice, make sure you put both on. It's so easy to put one on and see it down here in display thinking you got both on. So if you ever do put the anti-ice on the engines on, make sure you put both on at the same time. So we might have reached 28,000 feet. We had a bit of a distance to go, but I've just held out at 23,000 feet. Beyond ATC don't really mind about that. They don't shout at you if you do things wrong. So we're not going to worry about too much about not getting to our cruise altitude today. Messing with the weather radar. Not sure if it's working or not. So I'm not seeing any clouds. So I'm not sure if the weather radar is actually working. Does it have a weather radar? I don't know. We need to start our descent. Just left it a little bit later because we're not quite at our cruise altitude. We're expecting to be at 28,000 feet. So let's just put the TCAS on below.
Speedbird 18 Hotel, report ready for descent. Ready for descent. Speedbird 18 Hotel. Speedbird 18 Hotel. Expect
I'm actually going to start our descent because
expect runway 34. Speedbird 18 Hotel.
Easy 2336, approaching our top of descent. Ready for descent.
Easy 2336, descent via start of flight level 070.
Descent via start of flight level 070.
070. There we go. So we're going to descend to 7,000 feet.
Easy 865, descent via
I'm just going to apply some speed brakes.
1024.
Keep that speed down. And we've got our arrival. So we're going to enter our arrival now. So EGPH arrival. We are going to be landing on runway 24 as planned. We're looking for MP1E. So IMP 1E is going to be our arrival today, and we're going to insert that, and then it says select heading track first. So what we need to do now, we need to come over here and we need to come back into manage mode, and we can insert that, and then we can go back into selected mode there, manage mode, and then we can come back down. We can actually go to plan, and we can just double check the rest of the route. We've got a slight turn as you come past Tartan, and you can put the constraints on so you can see the constraints, and you'll see 3,000 feet there as well. Okay. And if you go into RadNav, 108.90, so that's been entered automatically. And if you go into Perth, we can activate that. We'll activate that shortly. So I'm actually going to put the LS is on there, and if you go into Perth, you can actually activate the approach layers, and that means the flaps will have control over the speed, and the QNH is 1023. So 1023.
Contact Edinburgh approach 121.205
There we go.
easy 2336. Edinburgh approach easy 2336, passing flight level 081, descending to flight level 070 with information X-ray.
Easy 2336 Edinburgh approach. Good evening. QNH 1023. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach.
Just go back onto ARC, and
QNH
we can actually go over here now, and we can refresh the meter. So it is 1023. We can apply the meter, which you've already done, and yeah, that's all looking all fine. We are at 7,000 feet, so we're lower than expected, which is okay. It's we're not going to worry about that too much. So if we just bring the flight plan out a little bit, so we are going to be in it Esto, so yeah, so we're a little bit lower. We shouldn't be reaching 7,000 feet till we get to Tartan. Speed brake off, because we're going to be losing a lot of speed otherwise. We can actually disarm those, we don't need that. Okay. Yeah, so Tartan is where we need to be at 7,000 feet, so we're okay. We've got down there earlier than expected. I should have put the seatbelt signs on as well. But as you know, cabin crew will tend to still do stuff in the cabin, so we'll leave them off for a minute. We won't put them on straight away. We'll let them carry on doing their thing. So yeah, when we activate the approach phase, it meant the flaps had control of the speed. So when we lower the flaps, the speed will change with the flap settings.
Contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705. Over to Tower 118.705, Greenstone 658. Have a good evening.
Okay, so we're just gonna wait now till we get to Tartan, and
We will shortly be landing. Please ensure your baggage and all
After
personal
Tartan,
belongings, including laptops, are safely stowed.
We're then going to be at 6 and going to 5. When we get to Titan, we're going to start our descent down to 3,000 feet.
Ready to land. Please review the safety card found in your seat belt occasion for safety information. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets can no longer be used.
We can actually look at the approach chart for Titan, and as you can see, yeah, we want to be at 3,000 feet before we reach capture the glide slope. Is a 3 degree slope, glide slope, and so we're going to be coming in from in this direction, so we're going to be at 6,000 feet here, 4,000 feet there, and then we're going to be down to 3,000 feet. The transition altitude is actually 6,000 feet, and
Edinburgh approach, Easyjet Papa, passing flight level 096, descending to flight level 070 with information X-ray.
so yeah, so it's good to read up on the charts as well. The elevation is 112, so it's 112 as well, so it's
Turn left, heading 270, 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 24, Speedbird 8 Golf.
okay, so we've got a bit of message out at 10. So let's have a look at that. So we're always going to be out of balance because we the AP here. If we press recall, we are on normal. If we press status, we have got normal, but we can clear there, so we can go back into we can just monitor all the different systems. You want to keep checking these every now and again. Have a quick glance over at them as well. We should put that on program over there. Yeah. So we've been going 42 minutes from the minute the brakes came off stand for pushback. We've been going 42 minutes. We got a company message, so we need to go and accept that.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
There we go, and we can put that on there. And yeah, so I'm going to put the seatbelt signs on. Now I'm going to leave the landing lights off for the minute. So it should be on the ground at Edinburgh on runway 24.
Edinburgh approach, ED723 Mike, passing
At 2113. So about half an hour we should be on the ground.
Speedbird 8 Golf, contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705.
So
Over to tower 118.705.
so the times aren't quite accurate. I need probably the schedule times, because it was a 9 o'clock departure from the gate to a 10 past 10 arrival. Obviously we're going to get to the gate at 10 past 10, so we're going to be, but we will land just after 10 past 10, probably about 22:13, something like that. So we're not going to be that far off the schedule time, but I can adjust those as well if I needed. engines are just slightly out of sync there as well. It's starting to catch up, it's starting to just sort itself out. What I'm going to do is just put 3,000 feet into the altitude, so it gets ready to go. When we start descent down to 3,000 feet, which will be a bit of a wall yet. Tartan was at 2251, so is it 2251? 1 minute past 9, so yeah, we descended down to 7,000 feet way too early, but never mind. It is we can do better next time. So yeah, we didn't want to be at 7,000 feet for this long. Constraints didn't have us down here, so that's obviously a mistake on my part. So Edinburgh then, so we are expecting some arrivals. 2104, there's going to be an Airbus A320, not sure what airline that is. I'll put this across on the screen. 2110, it's going to have an Easyjet landing. 2 are scheduled coming at 2110. That might be the same flight actually, but they're the same flight numbers. 2112, we've got another EasyJet landing in there from Bristol, and at 2115 we've got one coming from Stansted. Obviously that's already landed, so that's no taxiing. Unfortunately it doesn't show our flight on there, and then you've got your departures, and you've also got your Birmingham. This is actually beyond ATC's traffic map, so you can get rid of the timetable and you can zoom out, and it shows you all the traffic around you. Obviously this is us here because we're yellow. We have got an aircraft behind us at 26,000 feet, which is also going to Edinburgh, so we're fairly low, to be honest. We're really low for some reason. I don't know why we got so low so quickly. So anyway, never mind. So yeah, it's a good little tour this. And we've got some departures as well, so you've got an EasyJet going to Bristol at 8 minutes past 9, and you've got one at going to Belfast at 21:34, so there's nothing in between that, so it's just when we're landing, we've got a few around us. I don't know why we're not on here. Hopefully I can put the Brave aircraft on there, but yeah, so that's a good little tool. Comes with beyond ATC, and just show you that. So if you click on that and it comes up, so if you click on that and it comes up, and you can go into all your stuff then, or zoom out in traffic map. So if you've got beyond ATC and you don't know how to do that, you click that
Easy723 Mike, 3 miles from if12, turn left, heading 280, maintain 3,000 feet until established.
Don't try and get rid of beyond LC on the second screen.
Turn left, heading 280,
There we
3,000
go.
feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 24, Easy723 Mike. Easy781 Papa, contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705.
Yeah, so at this minute we'll actually be we'll be descending, but because we're at 7,000 feet, see we should be at 20,000 feet there. So we should really be in our descent, but we descended. Like I said, we descended too early, so I'm not gonna mess about with trying to climb back up. We just kept it there. But yeah, I know we're too early, so no need to put in the comments that I'm at 7,000 feet way too early. I know I made a mistake on that one. It'll be it's a lesson learned for the next time I do this flight.
Edinburgh approach, Easy924 Lima, passing flight level 0908, descending to flight level 070 with information X-ray.
Easy924 Lima, Edinburgh approach, QNH1023, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24.
QNH1023, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24, Easy924 Lima.
Easy723 Mike, contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705. Over to Tower 118.705, Easy723 Mike. Easy924 Lima, leave Tartan heading 025, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24.
Leave Tartan heading 025, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24, Easy924 Lima.
So we might actually get radar vectors at Tartan rather than follow the actual approach. Let's have a quick look. Let's go back into the plan mode. Let's just have a look at this. There's Escodo, then we've got Tartan.
Easy924 Lima, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH1023, vectors for the approach.
We've got
Descend to 6,000 feet, QNH1023, Easy924 Lima.
Easy694 Quebec, descend to 5,000 feet. Descend to 5,000 feet, Easy694 Quebec.
yeah, we might get
Easy694
vectored.
Quebec, turn left, heading 330, descend to 4,000 feet. Turn left, heading 330, descend to 4,000 feet, Easy694 Quebec.
hopefully we don't. Let's just get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. So, and I'm going to get rid of the flight plan. Let's go there. We had something funny going on there. It was a gap.
Cleared ILS approach runway 24. Turn left.
Get rid of that.
3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 24. Easy 69 for Quebec.
I mean, I'm not going to follow radar vectors. Beyond ATC sometimes work, sometimes don't. I want to follow the flight plan, which is going to be okay. So, yeah, we've got too steep. No, where are we? Where's Tartan gone? There. Okay. So yeah, if we bring up the yeah, so we're going to be coming around here. So I don't know what we need radar vectors for, because we're going to be doing that. So we'll see. We shall see. Where we are, let's go back into arc mode. So we're still at and so we've still got a few more minutes before we get Tartan. I'm gonna see what ATC want us to do. They will, if they affect you, it means they won't get you in quicker.
Aircraft be advised information checking now current. QNH1024.
So the QNH has now changed to 1024, so we can refresh that like so, and then we can apply that and the QNH changes. Obviously we're not going to put that in yet because our transition altitude is 6,000 feet.
QNH1024, Easy 924 Lima.
So when the ATC affect you, it means the SEG affect you to get you in. Sometimes quicker, sometimes it's the best route. I can do what they say, or I can follow the MCDU. In the real world, you would actually do what they say. In the sim world, I can follow the MCDU. Vectors might or might not be quicker, but we'll see. We'll see what they give us. If they give us anything at all.
Traffic.
Oh, we've got some traffic somewhere. Yeah, see. Quite close. Where is it? Oh, that's really close. That is too close, too close. Nothing's happened. The aircraft hasn't responded in any way. Oh, there it is. Wow. Just wondering why my gear was down. That couldn't have been down. I put my gear up. Did I not put my landing gear up when we took off? I did get a warning, didn't I? But I remember pressing my landing gear button.
Contact Edinburgh Tower.
Sure, I put it up.
705.
Over to tower 118.705.
That was
Easy 924.
that was
Have a good evening.
that's never happened before. Maybe I didn't put the landing gear up. I forgot all about it. No wonder we were going slow. That's another mistake. No wonder we had the red tape on the speed there. Okay, so take that as a test. I'm just testing the aircraft. I'm just testing it. You know, ideally we could get rid of tartan and we could fly straight here, but we'll go to tartan. Have a quick look in the cabin. So, yeah, it's all looking empty in the cabin today.
36. Leave Tartan heading 025. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24.
Oh, there we go. So we're going to be
Tartan heading
radar
025.
affected.
Expect radar vectors for ILS approach
So
runway
we're going to go
24,
into
2336.
restricted mode and we're going to leave tartan. So we're going to go 025. So we're going to follow radar vectors today, and then we're going to start our descent. Going to go for about 1,000 feet per minute. Going to put the landing lights on now. You can do it when you go from 10,000 feet, but I'm gonna put them on. I'm just gonna put the takeoff light on as well. Everything else is looking good. Yeah, so rather than go around here, we're going to be going up here basically. It's probably an easier.
Leave Tartan heading 020. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24.
Way in.
Leave Tartan heading 020. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24. Flyer 718.
I'm just going to get us down to 3,000. I'm going to get us nice and early so we can be ahead of the aircraft. Obviously we're not using this now. I'm just checking where we are, so yeah. I'm just going to bring up the bring down the descent a little bit because I don't like the look of those mountains there.
Flyer 718, resume normal speed. Resume normal speed, Flyer 718.
So I'm going to just bring down the rate of descent. We need to come off standard because it's flashing. It is 0, 1, 2, 4.
Turn left, heading 015, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 015, easy 2336.
0, 1, 5. And I need to come across and I need to do this one because they're not synced. Q&H is done. Let's just bring down a little bit more. Let's introduce a little bit of flap.
Flyer 718, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1024, vectors for the approach. Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1024, Flyer 718.
We don't want that getting excited and speeding away, so we might go into selective mode in a minute. Yeah, still got the terrain radar on. Probably don't need it on there, so we can get rid of that. We're in nav mode over there. We can obviously enter into nav mode here as well.
Easy 2336, turn left, heading 005.
Turn left, heading 005, easy 2336.
005. We are almost at 3,000 feet. Let's go check the speed. 123. Seems a little low. I'm just going to increase that to about 135. This gives a little bit of leeway. Bring up the approach chart.
Turn left, heading 355.
Turn left, heading 355, easy 2336.
355. It's 2112 at the minute. So we're not going to be on the ground at 2113. So we're holding speed 135. We're on heading 355. We're at 3,000 feet. All we've got to do is put the gear down. With the glide slope. wait till he gets this right. And we can actually go into ILS mode over on the screens as well.
Easy 2336, turn right, heading 035.
Turn right, heading 035, easy 2336.
035. Go. You can actually press this up here as well if you want to. If you want to use that, I'm not going to use that. No.
Easy 2336, turn left, heading 340.
Turn left, heading 340, easy 2336.
Turn left heading 340. There we go. What's going on in the back? Down at the old ground down there. Go outside. Get the gear down. It's 3 green on the gear. There we go. Gear is down.
Flyer 718, turn left, heading 330. Turn left, heading 330.
We're going to wait for the ILS to start to come together.
Flyer 718, descend to 4,000
Then we
feet.
can switch to the
Descend to 4,000 feet, Flyer 718.
ILS mode, approach mode. Put the headings to 239. Just checking around us. Put that onto engines. Okay.
Flyer 718, 3 miles from F12, turn
Course
left,
239.
heading 275, maintain 3,000 feet until established, cleared ILS approach runway 24. Turn left, heading 275, 3,000 feet until established, cleared ILS approach runway 24, Flyer 718.
I'm really hoping beyond out to see getting this right.
2336, 6 miles from F12, turn left, heading 250, maintain 3,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared ILS approach runway 24.
Okay.
Turn left, Heading 250, 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 24, easy 2336.
We are already at 3,000 feet.
Easy 2336, minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, easy 2336.
To 50. There's a few aircraft over there, look. The runway in front of us, and we're almost on the picking up the ILS. There we are on the screen, look, see there. So I'm going to go into localizer, and I'm going to go into approach. The aircraft now should pick up the frequency and get us lined up on the ILS onto runway 24, and we'll go down the glide slope. Obviously we need this to be in the centre. So we're just going to wait for it to capture. Yeah, we've got a fuel imbalance, I know that, because we're use the APU. That's fine, we know all about that. Don't need to worry about that at this stage.
Flyer 718, contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705. Over to Tower 118.705, Flyer 718.
Auto brake, I'm going to put that onto max. I think I've already done that actually over here. Medium, I got on medium. Should be okay, to be honest. Okay. So we are, yeah, see over here. Glide slope starts here, so yeah. On course, you can see the runway ahead of us. We're perfectly lined, so we're just going to wait for the glide slope and to capture, and we can, that will move down into the centre, which means we're in the centre, it means we're on target. Just be a little while yet before we capture it. Get rid of that master caution because we know about the fuel. Should clear that out of the way because we don't need that. We can do a recall, which recalls it back once you clear it. So you clear it, and then you can, if you go on something else and you want to do a recall, it recalls back the last message. Status is normal. Give you a cabin view here. There we go, and I'll give you an outside view. There we go. Landing view, and I'll keep at this view for now. So yep, there's the runway starting to capture. I'll bring up the EFB here. Yep, so almost captured it, almost there. Yeah, we're getting a warning about fuel. Got plenty of fuel in the tanks to get us to the destination. Maybe next time we take on extra fuel. But yeah, never mind. Once it settles, we will be in the middle.
Easy 2336, contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705.
Okay.
Contact Tower 118.705, easy 2336.
contact the tower
Edinburgh Tower,
and
easy
get our
2336,
landing clearance.
ILS approach runway 24.
Easy 2336, Edinburgh Tower, continue.
Roger, easy 2336.
There we go then, so we got on the ILS and we just watch the altitude now and it'll bring us down the glide slope. Just going to arm the spiders there. There we go, we're in the middle, we're going down the glide slope. I've got it configured for an auto land.
Flyer 718, exit left at Bravo.
I can actually take over and do a manual landing if I want to as well. And if it's really windy, you'd leave taking your autopilot off to great. If it's really windy. Otherwise you can take your autopilot off anywhere between now and about 1,000 feet.
Flyer 718, monitor ground 121.755. Have a good evening. Ground 121.755, Flyer 718. Easy 2336, wind 270 degrees, 10 knots, runway 2 for cleared to land.
Runway 24 cleared to land, easy
Okay, so we've been
2336.
cleared to land on runway 24, which is what you've got right in front of us. Is it 2 red, 2 green at the minute we've got there? So at this point everything is looking good. We've got the correct QNH. We're on the glide slope, really nice. We're not too high, we're not too low, we're bang on the glide slope. We're at the right speed. The landing gear is down though, the flaps are down. We've got the max speed. Brakes will be auto braking on medium. Not quite sure if I should put it on max, I'm not quite sure, but it should be okay, the runway should be long enough. Obviously yeah, the flight time itself has took a bit longer tonight. So we're just going to have a quick look at the landing views from the passenger side, there we go. For anyone that likes to have their views from outside. There you go, when cars going past, see what's coming to land there. Okay, so we're just gonna carry on. It's looking good though. I'm not going to take over unless it goes wrong. At the minute it's coming in strong, so I'm just testing it to see how well it does. And it's doing really well at the moment. We've got 2 whites, 2 greens, and two reds. So you can go to landing if you want to.
50, 40, 30,
Okay, just get ready
20,
to start the brake.
10, retard,
Flare. There we go.
retard.
Excellent. We're bringing the speed down. Those
Exit left at Bravo.
off.
Easy 2336.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may
Gonna
now
clean the
be
aircraft up. We're gonna go flats back
Please
up.
make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when
Ground
opening the lockers in case anything falls out.
121.755. Easy
Smoking
2336.
is not permitted until you
And
reach
on
a
the overhead
designated
panel,
smoking
we
area.
can get the
On behalf
strobes
of
off.
the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you
And we
complete
can
your Easyjet journey. For the latest news,
retract the,
promotions, flight and
landing
destination
lights.
information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter, or Easyjet app.
And we can start the APU.
Easy 2336. Request taxi to company gate.
Remember, don't put the bleeds on until 30 seconds.
Easy 2336.
I'll bring up the
Taxi to
tablet.
ramp 21 via Bravo, Alpha,
GSX.
Lima, Golf.
Taxi to ramp 21 via Bravo. Alpha, Lima, Golf, Easy 2336.
We're going to be going to ramp 21. GSX should actually have it in. There you go, it's all in, so we haven't got to worry about doing anything with GSX. So we're just gonna taxi to the gate. Just reset all that. We don't need all that now. Yeah, my keyboard, I thought I pressed park and brake off then, but it's keyboard was a bit, didn't respond to it. Okay, I'm gonna clean up a little bit more of the sprays. Let me straighten up here. So we can take the LS mode off and we can come back into the arc and we can take off the constraints. And down here as well we can actually take off the VWS and the weather radar, and you can go back to TARA on over there. And just going to check the APU. The APU is actually waiting. Has it been 3 minutes yet? Normally, it's good best to start the APU if you so you can judge it. So the APU comes online when you basically put your parking brake on at the gate. So it's sometimes best to judge the APU, your distance from the gate. It takes about a minute and a half for the APU to be fully functional. Obviously, give and take, you got to give it 3 minutes before you put the bleed on. But it is best to try and get into the habit of judging, especially if you go to the same airports as well. So it's always a good thing to get into that habit, doing that. That's still taxiing on Alpha. then we want Lima, and then we want Golf, and then we're going to stand 2-1. I think it's been 3 minutes before the APU bleed, so I've put the APU bleed on there.
Edinburgh Ground, Greenstone 35 Echo, Usher 72600, with information Yankee, ramp 106, request IFR clearance to Belfast City Airport.
Need to keep it in the centre line, don't I?
Greenstone 35 Echo, Edinburgh Ground, cleared to Belfast City via Gosam 1 Charlie departure, runway 24, climb
So it's
via
actually
6,000 feet.
22:34. Actually, I've seen UTC time. It's 22:24 local time. Yeah. We were expected to arrive at 22:10. So it's took a bit longer than expected. So we're going along Lima, and then we're going to be turning onto the Golf.
106, request pushback and engine start.
Should be coming up here.
Greenstone 35 Echo, Edinburgh Ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
So turn onto Golf.
Pushback approved. Face southeast.
And then we'll begin looking for gate 21. That's 16.
Clearance to Belfast City.
We got
Greenstone
19.
35 Echo, Edinburgh Ground, information Yankee current. Cleared to Belfast City Airport via Gosam 1 Charlie departure. Runway 24. Climb via 6,000 feet.
gate 21.
Squawk 5511.
So before we turn onto our gate, we're going to turn off the all the taxi lights. Obviously we're doing a double engine taxi, normal engine taxi. You can do it, probably a single engine taxi as well, but we're not going to, we ain't done that. So have a quick look, and obviously I'm not using turbo tracker at the minute, so I'm going to turn onto the gate. This view might be easier as well.
I'll call you back.
Might have to give it a little bit more
Hold position for traffic. Greenstone 35
push to
Echo.
do the turn. Not too much though.
Greenstone 35 Echo. Request taxi to be active. Greenstone 35 Echo. Taxi to holding point Delta. Runway 24 via Echo Alpha Delta. Taxi to holding point Delta. Runway 24 via Echo Alpha Delta. Greenstone 35 Echo. Greenstone 35 Echo, Edinburgh Ground.
Yeah.
Pushback approved. Face east.
Yeah, we're on the wrong one.
Face east. Greenstone 35
That'll be on this one. Obviously, I always find the where to stop quite difficult with those numbers. It's always best to look at the markings on the floor, or you can't see the markings where we are here, but you can also have a look at the aircraft over there, look at the wheel. So when you're like level with the wheel, you know it's time to stop. I'm going to stop it there. We're not in the centre. She's not going to be happy about it. But I'm going to leave the aircraft there. I'm not going to bother centering it up. They won't be too impressed about it. GSX. Let's just disarm the
Greenstone 35 Echo.
speed brakes.
Edinburgh Tower 118.705.
With the APU running now, we can obviously turn off the
Over to Tower 118.705.
the engines.
35 Echo.
Because the APU is running, so we won't lose any electric supply. We're going to wait till we get down to 10% before we turn off the seatbelt signs. Now, so we can stop the chrono as well at this point. because we're on the gate. So the total flight was from gate to gate from the minute we push, from the minute we release the parking brake on before pushback to the minute we put the parking brake on the stand. It's been 1 hour 51, so it's block time 1 hour 51 gate to gate. We've been at block time today. We can turn off the seatbelt signs now. And we can knock off the beacon light
Boarding requested.
as well, because now we're going to start our deboarding, and there we go. That will go start. The stairs are already starting to come over, and everything's starting to open up. So and GSX is up here. We can look at the invoice if you want. We're not paying it, so it doesn't matter much to us, and that will just tell us what's going on outside.
Contact Tower 118.705, Greenstone 35 Echo.
What's happening? I don't know what's happened there. What's going on with the airplane? I don't know what they made us park here for, because we're just so close to this aircraft over here. We should have parked on this one, but they wanted us on this one. So that, yeah, that's not like that. But that's obviously an error, a mistake. Obviously the stairs aren't matching with the doors. I think that's the way I park, though, to be honest. So no, I'm not gonna worry too much about that.
Passengers deboarding style.
Let's knock off the fuel pumps just in case, because we're going to need to be refueling anyway. We can use the GPU now as well, because that's now connected, so you can turn off the APU if you want to. Obviously, because it's getting a little dark in here as well, we can actually put on the dome lights, so we can see what we're doing inside the aircraft, and we can also turn on the floodlight, because there would be a turnaround now. There is a turnaround on this route. It's a 30-minute turnaround, and I had it down as a 22:40 departure, but obviously because the flight has took longer than predicted, I need to alter the times. So it took about 1 hour 51 minutes, which was a bit long for Birmingham to Edinburgh. But then the gear didn't go up, so we had the gear down, which was a mistake. We didn't get to anywhere near our cruising altitude, and we didn't get anywhere near our cruising speed. So it's obviously took longer than expected. So I won't alter the times too much. I still think we would have landed, you know, a good 20 minutes ago. So I won't play around with the times too much on that one. So because I think a few mistakes are made in the flight. I'm not gonna worry about any of those. So, and obviously at this point is where you can actually get there and you can say goodbye to the passengers. The announcements seem very not very good on the Easyjet one. I don't seem to get any announcements. I downloaded an announcement pack, but there don't seem to be a lot of announcements going on. Well, at this point then we would be getting the aircraft ready again for the return. So you'd basically be getting your flight plan ready. You'd be importing your flight plan into here from Simbrief, and you'd get into the MCDU. So that'll be all in ready to go. And then once we're deboarded, we'll have a bit of a clean around in there. We'll have a little break, and we'll start concentrating on the return flight, and you'll do it all again as at the start of this video. There was actually a company message which I didn't respond to. Where is it? The arrival message. There we go. Never mind. We don't need to worry about that. So yeah, you'd click back on this, and then you'd into it, and you'd do another flight plan request, and you just go again. Obviously, we can keep the APU on. Like I said, you can keep the APU on. I said earlier about having the APU on and or off. You can keep the APU on if you want, or you can have the GPU connected. So the passengers are all getting off. And yeah, well, I could say that we're not going to do the return flight. We're going to get off now. We're going to get the aircraft ready for the next crew, and then we're going to depart the aircraft, make our way through the passport control and out of the airport, and get ourselves booked into a nice hotel on the company expense, and we'll probably be flying the next leg tomorrow morning. As if we were coming off the airplane now. If not, we'd be doing the preparations to get the aircraft turned around for the return leg back to Birmingham. But there's not a lot left in doing this video now. Obviously you got all the stuff from GSX going on there as well, but you can just tidy a few things up in there. There we go, just tidy it up. So yeah, it was a perfectly good flight. I mean, there was a few mistakes. The gear didn't go up for some reason. I pressed the keyboard command for the gear, but obviously my keyboard must have been not working, and I didn't realise the gear. I should have realised the gear was still down because we had the red tape and we were doing about 180, which is why we're probably late, because we should have been doing about 320. So we're kind of the drag. I got a drag because of the gear. I should have locked that down. I should have noticed what's going on here with the old gear. And then obviously again we descended, got down to 7,000 feet way too early. If we had stayed and got to 28,000 feet, which would have done, because if we had the gear had been up, we would have been cruising a lot quicker, and if we had descended, had started our descent and had a steady descent rather than get down too early, we would have made a lot of time up, and we would have obviously been this video would have been finished by now, and we would have been on the ground here. So I'm not going to worry about too much of this time, to be honest. I will do this flight again and we'll see how we get on with that. So this was the Easyjet A320 flight from Birmingham to Edinburgh. The departure at 9 o'clock to an estimated arrival at 10 past 10. Obviously we were running a bit late for various reasons I've explained. And this was the Fenix Airbus A320, and I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully we can come back and we'll do it again at some point and learn from those mistakes, but usually the mistakes so if you don't make them as well. Obviously please like and subscribe if you like the content, and please don't be too negative and get too excited when if you're going to put comments on for the video. I know mistakes were made in this video today. I know a lot of things we did wrong. So I don't need to be told about those. If you've got any constructive things to say that might help me in future videos, then yeah, please comment, but don't put anything in there that I already know, because I've already mentioned it. So, from the flight deck of the A320 to the exterior of the Easyjet Airbus A320 again, I'm gonna say good night, and I shall see you soon. God bless, and take care. Goodbye.